Let's chat, let's chat with Provisional. Let's groove tonight in the rhythm of the beat. We take flight. I've received numerous private messages from individuals concerned about their eligibility for either the 189 or 190 visas. After using the point calculator, if you haven't assessed your eligibility yet, please take a moment to review the skilled migration visas 189 and 190 via my channel. And if you find yourself in a similar situation, don't worry, I've got you covered. Before I begin, I want to apologize for my voice in advance. I've had a bit of cold and it's affected my voice. Please bear with me. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to have another insightful discussion on Australian visas. Let's look into the Skilled Work Regional, the Provisional visa, also known as the Subclass 491, and it's similar to our previous exploration of the 190. This visa provides a pathway to permanent residency with a regional twist. I'm blessing. I'm extending a warm welcome to newcomers and heartfelt gratitude to my returning subscribers. If you find this information helpful, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel, Chat with Provisional, for more migration insights. In a slightly different vein, guys, I invested considerable effort in crafting research-based videos like this one to support your migration endeavors. Your encouragement to me would be through subscribing, and it would mean the world to me to help my channel grow. Thank you, and your support is truly appreciated. Now, let's start by understanding what Subclass 491 entails. Like its counterparts, this visa operates on a points-based system, and it costs around 4,640 Australian dollars and rewards skilled workers with a chance to live and work in regional Australia. Unlike visas tied to the metropolitan areas, the Subclass 491 encourages settlement in regional territories, and this fosters development while offering a fulfilling lifestyle to visa holders and their families. The only drawback is that it doesn't guarantee automatic permanent residency. You become eligible to apply for PR after about 3 years from the date of your visa grant or your arrival in Australia. A recent update from the Australian government during 2024 to 2025 budget announcement has highlighted the prioritization of skilled work visas. And if you haven't seen that update yet, I've created a short video on it and you can find it on my channel. For this reason, I'll dedicate more time to providing examples and navigating through the official webpage to clarify things further. Let's proceed. There are various ways for you to earn points, especially if you haven't studied in Australia. You can obtain a maximum of 30 points for age, with the age bracket being between 25 and 30 years. 20 points for superior English proficiency, and another 20 points for skilled employment experience within Australia, and 15 points outside Australia. And finally, 20 points for the highest educational qualification at the PhD or the doctoral level. Keep in mind that you need to at least have 65 points to be eligible for any point-based visas in Australia. For instance, the subclasses 189, the 190, and the 491. Note that 65 points can include 5 points that you gain from state nomination, as in subclass 190, and 15 points from the regional nomination class, as in subclass 491. I'll touch briefly on other notable avenues to gain points in my next video, so stay tuned by subscribing. Moving forward, here are some key points for you to consider. First of all, regional nomination is required in this case. Similar to the 190 visas, the Subclass 491 also requires nomination by a regional state or a territory government agency. This nomination is crucial as it's endorsing your intention to settle and contribute to the regional community. Secondly, the enhanced points allocation, as discussed in my previous videos on point-based visas. Accumulating more points enhances your chances of receiving an invitation to apply.
The subclass 491 offers additional points, and this allows eligible applicants to earn an extra 15 points towards their total migration score, thereby increasing their chances of receiving an invitation for permanent residency. For instance, if you previously had 85 points, selecting the 491 subclass visa automatically boosts your points by 15, totaling 100, which may suffice for an invite. Towards the end of this video, we'll explore ways to boost your points for faster invitations, so stay tuned. Number 3, the processing time varies, like any visa application. While subclass 491 may take longer to process compared to some other visas, the benefits of regional settlement and the potential for permanent residency makes it all worthwhile. According to the global visa processing time data, roughly about 50% of visas are processed within 12 months, and 90% are processed within 24 months. Now let's discuss the application process. Before applying for the 491 visa, you would have to first check to see if your occupation is eligible. It is crucial to ensure your occupation is on the relevant skilled occupation list for regional areas. This list, similar to other visa categories, outlines occupations in demand and eligible for regional sponsorship. A simple Google search will lead you to the Home Affairs website, but I have also put the link on the description box for this video, where you can find the skilled occupation list, revealing all available visas for application. You will notice that a skilled work regional provisional visa subclass 491 is also listed there. Scroll down to access the box where you can type in your occupation and select the visa type you're interested in. For example, let's consider a chemical engineer applying for subclass 491. Upon searching, you will find the occupation listed with an ANSCO code of 233111, and it's classified under the Long-Term Strategic Skills List, MLTSSL, with Engineers Australia as the assessing body. I have also provided the link below. Having an eligible occupation doesn't automatically qualify you. You will also need a positive skills assessment. Let's start with the skills assessment. When you click on the ANSCO code, you'll see the unit code for the profession, indicative skill level, and included tasks. Chemical engineer is classified as a level 1 occupation. Check your job descriptions to see if it aligns with the tasks listed there. While other assessing bodies like VETA says require at least 1 year of post-study work experience for a positive assessment, Engineer Australia doesn't mandate work experience for a positive outcome. So basically, your undergraduate or your master projects and or internships would suffice, but you would need to write a competency demonstration report, that's the CDR. If you also intend to claim points for work experience as a chemical engineer, your duty statement must align with the tasks listed for a positive outcome. Now let's return to the occupation list window. By navigating the menu on the Engineering Australia website, we can easily access the Migration Skill Assessment page by clicking on it. There are essentially 6 steps to obtaining an outcome on your assessment. Checking your qualifications involves first finding the appropriate assessment pathway for your bachelor's degree, which depends on the country where you obtained your degree, the type of qualification, and whether it is accredited or not. There are essentially 3 accords that Engineers Australia recognizes: the Washington Accord, the Sydney Accord, and the Dublin Accord. You can check with your school to see if they are a signatory to any of these accords to save time and money. For illustration, let's assume that a chemical engineer we are referencing studying in Turkey, and then we'll click to reveal the schools. In Turkey, MUDEC is a member of the Washington Accord, and the degree is a 4-year cycle, obtained from Atatürk University, under the Faculty of Engineering, and it was accredited from May 1st, 2028 to September 30, 2018. If your degree was obtained within this period, then yes, your pathway is via the Washington Accord, Otherwise, you would have to go through the competency demonstration report pathway. Note that if your degree falls outside of this date, you are definitely not eligible and must follow the competency demonstration report CDR pathway. Unfortunately, no schools in Nigeria are under any accord. Therefore, Nigerians have to write a competency demonstration report CDR. Meanwhile, you can also assess under different occupational categories, including professional engineer, engineering technologist, engineering associate, and engineering manager. Although it's an expensive endeavor, which I don't encourage, an individual can have a positive assessment in two categories to enhance their chances of receiving an invitation. You can as well assess as a professional chemical engineer and an engineering technologist at the same time. This simply means writing two CDRs and paying twice. The next step is to prepare for your application. I will make a separate video on tips for writing CDRs if I'm encouraged by your comments and your subscriptions. The CDR fee is shown here with the standard report currently at 935 Australian dollars with GST and also 850 Australian dollars, that's excluding the GST. Kindly note that GST is paid by people already residing in Australia, and these fees are expected to increase by the next financial year, that's in July of 2024. With relevant skilled employment assessment and a PhD degree, the prices can go as high as 1,677.50 Australian dollars by July 1st, 2024. And Engineers Australia offers additional services but at a cost. So if you decide to get your report within 20 working days, you should opt for a fast-tracked process in which you would have to pay an additional 325 Australian dollars if you are offshore. I also need to mention here that according to Engineers Australia, a positive assessment outcome does not expire, even though it has a 5-year validity. You can always request an updated outcome letter at around 181.50 Australian dollars by the July the 1st if the date on your outcome has already expired. And it is also worth noting that Engineers Australia mostly considers your bachelor's degree when making assessments, unlike West in Canada's express entry, where you only need to evaluate your most recent qualification to get a positive outcome. So if you studied as a mechanical engineer for your bachelor's and, for instance, energy engineering for your master's program, then they will assess you as a professional mechanical engineer, even if your most recent degree is in energy engineering. So as I previously mentioned, the skill assessment and the English language requirements go hand in hand. So you would need to pass the English language test to receive a positive assessment. And different score bands in the English test yield different points. So you will need to aim for superior scores to be able to maximize your points. And there are plenty of materials out there that can help you achieve that. Still, using our chemical engineer example, Engineers Australia accepts PTEA, the TOEFL, and the IELTS, but please be careful, as some other assessing bodies may prefer one test over another. I can categorically tell you for free that the Australian Association of Social Workers, AASW, which assesses social workers, accepts only IELTS academic. And similarly, the OET is preferred by other assessing bodies in the medical profession. Meanwhile, always check the official Home Affairs website for updates. According to the Home Affairs website, TOEFL IBT tests completed between July 26, 2023 and the 4th of May 2024 will not be accepted for Australian visa and migration purposes. You see, during this period, the TOEFL IBT test being offered was not an approved test. And also, from December 14, 2022, IELTS 1 Skill Retake, OSL, will be available for certain test takers. OSR, as you all know, allows test takers to retake one of the 4 test components in either reading, writing, speaking, or listening once only for the Australian visa purposes. In that case, you will not have to retake all the tests. For Australian visa purposes, the department will accept IELTS test results that include OSR, with the exception of applications for subclasses 476, 482, and 485, which need scores from a single sitting or attempt. So once you have your English language result and your positive skill assessment outcome, the next thing to do would be to navigate through the state nominations. And for the state nominations, researching the specific nomination requirements of regional states and territories is very essential. This is because each region may have a different criteria and streams for nomination. So thoroughly investigate, as this is key to a successful application. The more states nominating your occupation, the better your chances of getting nominated, as every state and territory has its official website where they list on an annual basis the occupations they sponsor and their nomination requirements as well. For Western Australia, South Australia, and Queensland, they are Migration WA, Move to South Australia, and Migration Queensland. Other states and territories can easily be found via a Google search as well, so no biggie. Considering that I reside in Perth, I will use WA for this illustration. By the way, WA is Western Australia. For the 2023 to 2024 program, there was no application fee in WA. In the 2023 to 2024 eligibility requirements, the general stream and the graduate stream are options for people that are interested in WA migration. Just to clarify, the general stream is a skilled migration pathway for a range of occupations and industry categories as listed in the WA Skilled Migration Occupation List. That's the WASMO for Schedules 1 and 2. Whereas the graduate stream is a skilled migration pathway for eligible international students who have completed their vocational education and training or even higher educations in WA as listed on the Graduate Occupation List, the GOL. For the sake of illustration and using our previous case of a chemical engineer found in the skilled migration list, you can easily determine that this occupation is listed in both the general WASMO Schedule 2 and the GOL stream on the Western Australian Migration Services website. From there, you can review the requirements including work experience, age, English language proficiency, contract of employment, and meeting Home Affairs requirements depending on your circumstances. Please note that you can only opt for GOL if you have studied in WA for a minimum of 2 years. Otherwise, you can go for WASMO, the Schedule 1 or Schedule 2. It's your sole option. Similarly, you can find other pertinent information on the website, such as the steps towards obtaining the WA state nomination. Different state and territory nominations offer similar services, so it's important to be resourceful, explore, and ask questions if necessary. Having said that, now you're prepared to draft an expression of interest. Drafting of your expression of interest is an initial step in applying for your Subclass 491, as it entails providing comprehensive details about your skills, your experience, and your intention to settle in a regional area. I trust this clarifies the process, as it's a crucial stage you must undertake if the 491 visa subclass is of interest to you. The application process for the Subclass 491 visa also resembles that of the Subclass 189 and the 190 visas. I have also attached the links in the description box. In summary, you will need to submit an EOI, that's your expression of interest, obtain state nomination approval, receive an invitation to apply, then you can use the application. I have elaborated on this process and the steps in the 190 and 189 visas, so I won't delve into those today for brevity. Now, the waiting game for your outcome then begins after you've lodged your application. This video has been unusually lengthy already. I always endeavor to keep my videos concise and straight to the point, thus I will conclude. Upon receiving your nomination from a regional authority, Allow me to extend my congratulations to you on that. You can then proceed to lodge your visa application with the Department of Home Affairs. It's crucial to have all the required documents prepared and to adhere to the specified timelines for submissions. You see, once granted, the Subclass 491 visa holders are obligated to fulfill certain commitments, including living and working in a designated regional area for a specified period. This requirement not only benefits the regional community, but also enhances the visa holder's integration and settlement experience. In my next video, we will discuss what happens after 3 years on this visa. So stay tuned by subscribing to my channel, Chat with Blessing O, for more updates that would aid your migration journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.
Chat blessed with blessing, no. The spirit's elevation, feel the Afrobeat, it's our liberation.